a lot of people complain that they don't really have time to like do their creative work. And I'm here to remind you that a lot of the ideas that I get, for example, are usually not when I'm in my studio. I'm usually just walking outside or doing the dishes or doing something else or cooking. Um, and then I get ideas or playing a video game. That's a big one right there. Like I usually play Apex Legends on computer, or I play a skateboarding game. I also play GTA 5. And sometimes I hear something that will just inspire me, and then I start making music. And yeah, like I wouldn't have gone there if I just stood here in my studio just doing nothing. Now, for sure, like if you're playing video games, you're still in front of a computer, but there's ideas I've come up with where I was literally just cooking and coming up with vocal ideas in my head. Also, when I'm in the shower, that's a big one right there. You know, I find if I'm in the shower, I come up with so many ideas. If I'm sleeping, even a lot of times I'm in my bed and then I hear random ideas that pop up in my head. So I think a lot of people sometimes that feel like they need to be in that space to be creative. I mean, it's not always the case. Like so many of my best ideas have come up outside of my studio, outside of my space. Sometimes it's just in a writing room. Sometimes it's I'm in an Uber or something, or I'm in a different city. I get inspired, or I'm playing a show and I hear some kind of reaction towards something. I feel a vibe from the crowd. It inspires me to make a certain type of sound. Then I come back to the hotel room after the show. I'm super hyped because I just played, a show and everything, and met a lot of people. And then I go on my computer, and then I start coming up with ideas just because it's so fresh in my mind. I'm sure a lot of creatives, everyone has different ways of coming up with ideas. If you're a painter, yeah, I guess you have to be in front of a canvas to paint and everything. But I'm sure a lot of people do sketches. And that's what I do as well. I do a lot of sketches on my phone. I have so many recordings on my phone that I have just to implement later. But yeah, I'm just reminding you that being creative is not just being in your creative space. You can use your life as a creative tool. Even when I used to be riding the bus, driving a car, I've come up with so many things that way. Being on a plane nowadays, there's so many different ways. And sometimes I hear something from some other person, they're talking, or sometimes I hear a random sound just coming out of someone's headphones, and then maybe I don't interpret that sound the way the sound was in their headphones, and then I come up with something totally different. That happens a lot. You're driving, and then next thing you know, you hear some kind of sound that just randomly pops up. You interpret it a certain way. Next thing you know, you're inspired to come back in your studio or go on your laptop and make something based off of something you might have heard. I'm just reminding you that there's so many ways to be creative, and you don't need to be in that space to be a creative. Life can be a way to teach you to be a creative.